Hey, happy Monday, July 6, 2020. It's Val, and I'm coming to you from the Stitchin Post. This year, as we are not having Quilters Affair and Sisters Outdoor Quilt Show, I am honoring my mom and both events by hanging 12 quilts outside our shop. There's been some loud trucks, so hopefully we can get through this without too much interruption. All right, so I'm going to take you along and show you. These are my employee quilts. I asked all my employees to bring in quilts that they wouldn't mind hanging all week long. So we have different quilts every day. This is a vintage log cabin made by Jackie. Now, just so you know, some of these quilts may not have names, but that's okay. The second quilt is also made by Jackie, and it's called Rhythms. It's a pattern from the Stitchin Post. The third quilt is also Jackie's, which is a vintage log cabin in the round. It's very pretty. Very, very pretty. And then we have the Carpenter Square, which is made by Nancy. Very traditional quilt. We're going to move along. The shop's not open yet as it's early. This is Pineywoods, which was also made by Nancy. It's a fun tree quilt. Here is a sawtooth star made by Jackie. This is a quilt called Etchings, also made by Jackie. We're coming down. This is a beautiful sampler quilt from Paige. It's called Harvest Melodies Sampler. To go around the little tree, coming along. This is a star quilt from Nancy. It's a mystery star. I think she took it in Lori's class. It's kind of cut off by the sun. Let's go in and look at that. Some of those pretty old fabrics. Would definitely say on the vintage side. Have a few more coming along. These are also Nancy's, and she didn't name them. They're just the star quilts. We call them the stars, the mystery stars, but they're very beautiful. I think Nancy went through a star phase. And then we have one more quilt to round up the top 12 of Monday, right? Here we have Jackie's vintage Hexie log cabin. This quilt is huge. He had to get his own space. As I walk back down, I was thinking a lot about this week, and it's very sentimental for me, as it was 1975 when my mom started the Stitchin Post and the first Sisters Outdoor Quilt Show, and I was barely 2. So I really don't know anything different in my life. So this week feels strange, but we're finding different ways to celebrate and honor what this show is all about, which is show and tell. Mom started this show with her friend because they wanted to have a craft fair and show off quilts. And it has maintained those first roots. The grassroots of this show is a show and tell. It's about telling our stories through quilts and about sharing them with our family and friends and inspiring others. So as we go through this week, I asked my mom for some really fun facts. So we're gonna give you some fun things you may not know about Quilt Show and Quilters Affair. And I hope everyone has a great Monday, and we will see you tomorrow morning.